Welcome to KeepItReal Studios, the only channel on YouTube that keeps it real. Throughout the lineage of DC Comics, a superhero that's always stood out to everyone was Superman. Superman is undoubtedly the most popular superhero to date. He is loved by the whole community, he is loved by fans, and he has countless movies, TV shows, franchises about him. Superman is the symbol of hope, justice, truth, and the American way. When you think about Superman, there's multiple adaptations that you can look at. You can look at the movies, you can look at the animated series, you can look at the comics. There are multiple Supermans out there to look at and to get inspiration from. But I myself want to talk about two Supermen that stick out to me the most. Tom Welling and Dean Cain. To me, these are the two Superman adaptations that truly embody what it means to be Superman. Superman truly means to me somebody who can inspire hope to everybody who has never truly even felt it to begin with. Some people tend to lose hope, some people tend to never experience it. And that's why I believe Superman is there to show that he can be a symbol of hope and show you something new that nobody has experienced. And especially with just his incredible powers that he has, it's just a symbol of a savior coming down to Metropolis to help everyone. And I do like that embodiment and that aspect of Superman. But I myself believe the true Superman lies within Clark Kent. The two TV shows that they starred in were Smallville and Lois and Clark: The New Superman Adventures. I believe these two actors really embodied Superman to me. A lot of people tend to look at the famous actor Christopher Reeve as the true embodiment of Superman. If he was somebody who symbolizes Superman, Tom Welling and Dean Cain symbolize Clark Kent. To me, they truly showed the heart and the origin of who Superman will become one day. They truly showed the man behind the cape, who he is and who he stands for and what are his motivations and who is the man that he wants to be. I like the aspect of focusing on Clark Kent more than just Superman. I believe Clark Kent is more of a interesting character than Superman. If you're focusing on Superman just as a character, he's an alien that just fights characters. But if you're focusing on Clark Kent, he's somebody who has superpowers and abilities but has to hide his powers from all his friends, all his loved ones, and everyone who he keeps close to him, and has to wear glasses and work a regular 9 to 5 just like all of us while he wants to keep the whole city safe. To me, that's such a more compelling character than the man with the cape. With James Gunn scheduled to direct his own new Superman movie, I actually do kind of have high hopes for the Superman movie. I do have faith in James Gunn, and something's telling me this Superman will be quite interesting to see with the Batman that we've gotten recently. I feel like these two, just from the images that I've seen, I feel like just the visual perspective of these two characters will look good together. So I do like that aspect of James Gunn's Superman. I feel like it will work in well with Batman. But aside from that, if I were to write a story on my favorite superhero growing up as a kid, Superman, I'll make it as simple as this. Superman will be leaving Smallville. He wants new and better things with his life. He wants to go to Metropolis. Metropolis is advertised as one of the best cities in the world in Smallville. Then Clark goes there and it's not what he expects. It's completely different, and he tends to see the dark side of the city, tends to see the corruption. And at this time, there's no such thing as Superman, and Superman does not exist, and it's not even a thought in Clark's mind yet. Clark has been noticing the shady parts of Metropolis day to day, and he wants to do something about this, but not in terms of using his abilities, but in terms of who he is as Clark Kent. In pursuit of this, he ends up getting a job at the Daily Planet. Getting a job at the Daily Planet opens up so much possibilities for Clark Kent. This is where he meets the love of his life, Lois Lane, his best friend Jimmy Olsen. But when he starts off in the Daily Planet, it's not what it seems. The Daily Planet is masquerading to be the #1 news outlet source. They themselves are corrupt. They are working with the low-life civilians too. They are making up fake news and doing anything to be at the #1 scoop. The Daily Planet is full of toxic and corrupt people. In my timeline, Perry White doesn't exist. That's why this job is so twisted. And the only good person on this force is Lois Lane. Lois Lane in this story of mine is going to be headstrong, does what she wants to do, take actions, thinks later, and doesn't take no for an answer. This Lois Lane is not going to be only strong but also be able to be vulnerable as a character. Clark Kent comes in because he sees that Lois Lane is actually good and trying to make a difference. Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen relatively start around the same time. Then they two will form a connection. Eventually, Clark realizes he can't just be doing reporting alone to be stopping the crimes in Metropolis, so he then takes on the mantle of Superman, as we see in my story progress later on. But starting off right now, he is trying to do the groundwork and not only building his relationship with Lois, but also trying to understand the Metropolis and who he wants to be more and what kind of symbol he wants to be and represent. And this is before he realizes that he wants to represent hope to Metropolis. Superman to me will always be a notorious superhero. He's such a big part of the DC comics and he's one of the most popular superheroes out there. Just from his cape to his S, everything about Superman is iconic. I have countless of stories that I would like to see of Superman being adapted to the live action screen, but this is just one of the stories that I would like to see of Superman. I would love to see a more grounded Superman, focusing more on his origins, not within just him in Smallville, but within him in Metropolis before meeting Lois Lane, before donning the cape and everything. That's an aspect of Superman that I really like to see being adapted more and focused more on. But overall, that's just it for my video today. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please tell me what Superman means to you down in the comments. That'll be it for today's video. And don't forget to keep it real.